Hello everybody and welcome to the ultimate DEFQON.1 festival guide. In this video I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about DEFQON 2022. So before we dive into it, a small, not really disclaimer, but to cite my sources, most of this information I got from the Qdance website. I'll leave the links that I use down below so you can check all information, but I know it's nice to have it in one spot. And obviously in this video I'm also going to be talking about special set facilities, my own experiences and stuff like that, so you can be very well prepared for next week. It's the Friday before now. It's so hot outside right now. I'm like dying. My hair is dry as fuck and it's hotter than an Easy Toys ad in my living room right now. But DEFCON will be wet as we're used to, so yay for that. Anyway, let's get into this. So I do have a cheat sheet right here with all information. We're gonna talk about the campsite first. So let's talk about the check-in times. On Thursday, it opens at 12 and you can check into the campsite till 12, like 12 p.m. till 12 a.m. On Friday and Saturday, that's from 8 a.m. till midnight. And then on Sunday, you obviously can't check in anymore. And on Monday, you have to leave before 1. So I'm gonna put the address here. Keep in mind, it's pretty hard to go to DEFCON without a car. I'll tell you a little bit more about that later. But if you go by car, just follow this address and then follow the sign. So it's P campsite, I suppose, and P festival and P backstage or artist or whatever. So just follow the signs that are for you. If you don't have a car or you're like traveling from a different country or whatever, I'll leave the shuttle buses times here as well. It's really hard to get to the actual campsite or actual festival by train or bus, but there are shuttle buses and these are the times that they go. So let's talk about the opening times of the festival itself. So Thursday is only for campsite people. It opens at 6 and it's till 11. There's also an after party with a silent disco. Actually, the Funky Cat is doing a silent disco 3 days. So Thursday, Friday and Saturday. Really exciting. I love that. On Friday, Saturday and Sunday, the festival grounds are opened from 11 till 11. On Saturday and Sunday, no, on Friday and Saturday, there's also after parties. Those after parties are in the blue stage and they're from 11 till 1. There's also silent discos. There's 3 silent discos on Friday and Saturday. On Sunday, there's no after parties. So then what stages are there? I'm gonna refer to the campsite as the Wasted Lands, by the way, because that's what they call it. On Friday, there's 2 stages open at the Wasted Lands as a sort of pre-party. And then at 6, the actual festival grounds open and there's 3 stages open. There, the blue and the black from 6, and then at 7 the indigo opens as well. So on Friday, Saturday and Sunday, all stages are open. That means 11 stages. All these stages are color coded. If you're not really familiar with the color codes, I would like to refer to the timetable because then you can see what the colors actually mean, because everybody is going to refer to them as the colors. But the most important one is obviously the red, which is the main stage, and then the 2 biggest indoor stages are the blue and the black. I made a whole list of all the special sets, so any album sets or like opening ceremonies or stuff like that, they're right here. I'm gonna read them to you. You can also find them in the timetable, of course, but I thought it would be nice to actually have one overview of all of them. I would suggest you download Epic. Lots of these festivals have their own apps, and I know Qdance has the Qdance network, but I really like making my timetables on Epic. I do it for every festival, every party I have. It's just very nice. It looks really nice. And you can just have an overview of all the sets you want to go to. You just click them and then you get a notification 15 minutes before the actual set starts. So you've never missed anything you want to see, unless you decide not to go, obviously. But it's really handy. Check it out. So on Thursday, I'm just gonna read this. I'm sorry if that's rude. I'm also like leaning on my knee. So on Thursday, we of course have the gathering, which is the opening of the festival at the blue and the black and the indigo. As I said, blue and black at 6, indigo at 7, and obviously the Funky Cat silent disco. There's a lot of interesting sets on Friday actually. Usually I feel like it's on Saturday. Now it's on Friday, maybe because we have the extra day. Maybe I'm just wrong. But let's get into them. So on Friday, we have the opening ceremony of the Red. This time it's by Safa, which is going to be really interesting. Also, we have the usual spotlights on Friday, this time by Sub-Zero Project and Envitro. Really cool as well. And we have, of course, the Ode to the Lead. And then we have a bunch of album and live sets. So let me go through them. Dead Wild, The Inner Game. Frequences presents The Wolves Are Back. Riot Shift presents Dystopia. Restraint presents Rule Breaking Hardcore. Why is present such a hard word to say? Anyway, Jay Reeve, The Amazing Feeling of Freedom. We have the Hardstyle Pianist doing a live set, which I think is going to be really cool. Future Noise presents Statues. Noise Suppressor presents Sonar. We actually have Gecko on the UV, and then GPF is playing after. So I think that's going to be interesting. Skada and Vasto present Baseline Breaker, and the after party is actually at the Blue, with Rough Recruits presents Rough State. And we have the 3 silent discos. On Saturday we of course have Power Hour. If you've never been to Power Hour, I suggest you go. It's always a really big party. It's always really fun. We have all these artists on stage. We have this really big show, cool music. Check that out. And then Gecko is doing a break session right after Power Hour. I think that's going to be really interesting as well. If you didn't notice, I'm kind of a fan of Gecko and the Funky Cat. And then obviously we also have the end show at the Red on Saturday. It's always really good. If you just go. Then we have the Guns for Hire Death or Glory set. We have the Warrior Workout in the morning. The Purge presents Tripping, Speedcore Dating, and the Blue After Party this time is by Scantrax. And of course we have the 3 silent discos. So Sunday, the main is not really open. There's 3 special sets and that's it. I think that's pretty cool actually. We have DEFQON.1 Legends, of course. Really excited to see who will be the Legends this year. We have Ghost Stories, and then we have the Closing Ritual, which is, I think, basically an end show. We'll see. Next to that, we have Main Concert presents A Lesson in Weird. We have the Open Airbed concert with JDX. I always say his name weird, I feel like. We have Altijd Lastig en Rob Gastrop presents DEFCON LeBlanc. We have Imperial presents Forever Grinding. Dominates is actually playing at DEFCON. As you know, he quit as a DJ. He's just doing the sets that were already planned in 2020. So that's at DEFCON on Sunday. And then the other one is Thunderdome, I think. So if you want to see him play, this is your shot. I would really recommend checking it out. On Sunday, there's no after parties as far as I could find. I'm saying no after parties, but everyone that's been at a campsite before knows there's after parties everywhere, just no official after parties. Also, tip, occasionally check what's going on in the showers and toilets, because there's usually really cool after parties going on there. But DEFCON campsite is really freaking big, so I expect a lot of after parties and crazy stuff there. As I said, I have a whole list below of what you need to bring and also a general festival guide. I'm gonna read to you what they said about food and drinks though. I would really recommend bringing your own food and drinks if you can. Food and drinks can get really expensive at a festival. It's not getting cheaper, and it is cheaper at the campsite than at the actual festival crowd, but it's still really freaking expensive. So if you can bring your own food and drinks, do it. You can bring all the food you want, which is good, but there's a limit to the amount of beverages, a maximum 4.5 liters per person for soft drinks and drinks that contain less than 14.5% alcohol. Bottles made of glass and strong liquors are prohibited. I'm actually working with a really cool brand, a food brand for DEFCON. Not gonna tell you too much yet, but if you follow me on Instagram, you may have seen it already. So really excited to be working with them, and I'll tell you more about them in the DEFCON vlogs. So yeah, really freaking excited. So of course at DEFCON you have all the facilities you need. There's on the festival grounds, there's toilets, there's first aid. I'm assuming you can buy earplugs there. There's merchandise, there's info points. Usually there's sun cream points as well. Don't think we'll need it this year. But everything you need. I know there's always free water at the toilets as well. At DEFCON you can actually buy these water bags. They're pretty cool and you can fill them up for free. I think you buy them for 2 tokens or something, and you fill them up for free at these points, at the same water points, which I think is really cool. I usually just use bottles though with party top, get them at Festival Supply, Code Elena, because I don't like the bag hanging on my leg the whole day, but I know a lot of people do like them, so check that out if you want to. Also, I just quickly want to say, if you do use drugs or drink alcohol, make sure you take care of yourself and know your limits. And also don't hesitate to go to first aid. If anything is not feeling right, just go there. It's just make sure you're safe. I'm assuming Unity will be there as well to give information about this. Also take care of your friends. If you see they're doing bad, just bring them to first aid. There's no shame in going to first aid. And we do know drug use is high at these festivals. So yeah, be careful about that. Don't take anything that you don't know what it is. Like, just don't take drugs from strangers. I feel like I'm a mom. Like, don't take candy from strangers. Don't. Make sure you're careful. Watch your drinks. Don't make, and watch needles, I suppose, nowadays. But just be careful and take care of yourselves. And don't hesitate to ask for help if you need any. Also, one more thing, try to get some sleep. It's 4 days. Like, I'm sober and I always struggle with that the most at festivals is like actual getting some proper sleep. But try to rest a little. Like, if you're getting all fucked up on Thursday and you need 3 more days, like, that's going to be a rough weekend and that's not going to be fun. So, again, take care of yourself. Try to get some sleep. Try to get some food. Try to drink something. Be careful. We're all grown-ups, right? Obviously, at the campsite, there's also a lot of facilities. As I already mentioned a few, there's like toilet, showers. There's also always a supermarket. So if you forgot anything, you can get it there. There's usually places where you can get proper breakfast, proper food, proper drinks. I'm saying proper, like, but you get what I mean, not just festival food. Like, you can get actual breakfast there and stuff, which is really nice. There's also a lot of activities at the campsite, so check that out. Just have a look around. Go on an adventure. Go check out the campsite. It is always really, really big at DEFCON, but there's also like a lot to do usually. Also, the showers are open 24/7. 24/4, I suppose. They do cost a token though, unless you're like in some of the special accommodations like a Festi-P, Festi-Tent or anything like that. I don't really agree with that. Like, people are already paying a lot of money to be at DEFCON. Like, everything is expensive. At least make the showers free. But let's hope they're hot, I suppose. I would suggest showering not at times. A lot of people are showering if you want a hot shower. So do it during the night or something, not like early in the morning. People always go early in the morning and the lines are just so long. I cannot. So let's talk about the weather. Right now it's fucking scorching hot in the Netherlands. I'm fucking dying. I'm wearing basically nothing, but I'm still dying. But it's going to be such bad weather at DEFCON, it seems like. They're saying it will rain and like be 20 degrees is fine, but with rain, it was really cold and intense as well, which was basically the same, although it didn't rain there in the end, luckily. So let's hope we're in luck now. Being cold at a festival fucking sucks. I have some discount codes for sweaters and onesies if you are in need, down below too. But yeah, it just really, really sucks to be cold and wet at a festival. So make sure you bring enough extra clothes. I have that purple raincoat that I'm always wearing. It's really nice to have a raincoat on, even though like your legs will still get wet and everything. It's so much better. I'm gonna bring wellies. I'm not gonna, like, if it's really fucking raining, I'm not gonna have wet socks the whole fucking weekend. Like, I'm not up for that. And I would suggest, you may think, oh, it's not that bad. If you have to do 4 days, it's really not fun if all your clothes are wet on the first day. If you're sleeping in a tent, make sure it's waterproof. But also don't put your stuff to the sides, like on the side. Like, if this is your tent, don't put your stuff like straight against it, because then it will rain through. So don't do that. Make sure there's some space there. Those were most of my tips for DEFCON. Again, DEFCON is huge. There's 11 stages. It's 4 days. The campsite is always so freaking big. Make sure if you're like camping that you can easily carry your luggage, or like you can roll it. It's a walk. It's really, really a walk. So make sure you don't have to carry everything. I'm assuming the bridge is back. I heard that they were gonna remove it, but I don't know if that happened yet. So make sure your luggage is easily movable, I suppose. Also, as I said, it's really big, so go exploring. Don't just go to the set that you always go to. I'm assuming, especially if you're from another country, you really want to see some of the artists you're really fan of. But there's 11 stages, so go check them all out. Go to some genres you've never been to before. Go to some artists you've never been to before. There's also always secret stages. There is like secret activities. There's so much to do. So I really recommend to go exploring. I think I love that the most about these big weekends is just everything. It's not even like the big main stage or whatever. It's like everything around it and the people and all the fun stuff and the weird scenarios you ran into. I love that so fucking much. So yeah, that's like my biggest recommendation, is just do what you want, enjoy it. Also, if you're with a group of people, don't let the group slow you down. Just go where you want, like enjoy yourself. You're paying a lot of money for this. You get to enjoy it. Anyway, those were all my tips for DEFCON. As I said, Packinglist and general festival guide down below, discounts down below, more information and links down below. So check those out. Also, I just want to say those discount codes, those are pretty much the best way to support me. Like if you buy something, obviously I get money, but also this way the sponsors see that you actually like what I'm working with or like what I'm doing. So if you want to support me, check those out. And I'll see you guys at DEFCON in, for me, a week. When this goes up, a few days, I suppose. Like and subscribe. I'm doing 3 DEFCON vlogs, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I don't know if I said it, but I won't be there on Thursday because I'm getting a tattoo on Thursday. Worst idea ever, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Like and subscribe again, and I'll see you guys there. If you have any questions, you know where to find me. Let's do this. Bye-bye.